6 on News 2.
On World News Tonight this Saturday, the airport at Pristina reopens as tension in Kosovo continues to run high. The railroad killer still at large, but do FBI wanted posters have the wrong name? And a giant horse, part of an even larger dream shared by two men born 500 years apart.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, Saturday.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Brown. Tonight, the airport outside of Kosovo's capital is open for the first time since the peacekeeping mission began there. Russian and French jets touched down today, a milestone at the end of a turbulent week in the province where the dangers of keeping the peace continue to grow. Tonight, we begin with ABC's Terry Moran.
Huge fires burned tonight in a gypsy neighborhood of Pristina, where unknown arsonists targeted two homes. Today, in the northern town of Mitrovica, French troops struggled to separate mobs of Serbs and ethnic Albanians. And in the southern Kosovo village of Zegra, U.S. Marines, in an indication of how NATO's mission here is changing, were not looking for combatants, but criminals.
We're attempting to stop burning and looting of houses.
But several Serb homes were burned down in Zegra today, and the Marines detained 15 people here, including this man.
He's been caught vandalizing and, taking gear that doesn't belong to him out of the Serbian houses.
Get out of here. Move! Post-war Kosovo is a virtually lawless place, and since NATO can't be everywhere, the situation is deteriorating quickly. We need a lot more troops here because we are getting looted and robbed, says this man at a cafe in Pristina. The UN official charged with restoring order to Kosovo said last week more than troops are needed here, and a police force is a top priority.
This will take a few months. The recruitment system, the selection of candidates, their training.
But NATO says that's not fast enough. And yesterday, NATO General Mike Jackson sought to reassure a crowd of Serbs outside Pristina.
So what I am saying to you is that every day, the security forces, KFOR, become stronger.
But as the lootings and the burnings continue, it is increasingly clear that NATO is not strong enough to stop the cycle of ethnic violence and revenge in Kosovo. Terry Moran, ABC News, Pristina, Kosovo.
NATO peacekeepers arrested a Serb policeman who they say may be linked to as many as 56 murders in Kosovo. KFOR spokesman said today the suspect was captured in a house outside Pristina, has not been indicted yet by the International War Crimes Tribunal in the Netherlands. Macedonia today, refugees at the Stankovic camp are registering for their long-awaited journey home. Starting Monday, around 2,000 ethnic Albanians will be bussed out of the camp each day, but over 300,000 other refugees have already made their way home or what's left of their homes on their own. Here's ABC's Tom Foreman.
The refugees are folding their tents and packing their cars. The Sasha family is headed back, like most, with no clue as to how they will get by. I am worried because we don't have a house, the mother says. We have small children and we don't know where we're going. Many of the refugees have never felt welcome in the countries to which they fled and say if they must live in tents, they would rather do so at home. So relief planes are constantly flying in supplies to Kosovo. But there is so much need. In many places, there is no housing, no phones, little water, food, electricity. Still, aid agencies are not having much success telling people to wait.
As of today, we cannot welcome these people back into those areas where the destruction level is high.
There are serious concerns about landmines and about families being broken up in the dash for the border. Children are being given identity bracelets, and parents are urged to make contingency plans.
Especially with the younger children, you might teach them landmarks, the names of their villages, the names of their family, or perhaps their father's name.
Many of the people who are still in the camps are here simply because they have no choice. They cannot afford transportation back home. But they are pressing relief agencies to start bus service back to Kosovo, and that should begin within days, carrying even more refugees to an uncertain future. Tom Foreman, ABC News, Tetova, Macedonia.
Some Kosovo refugees may not be returning home. They have chosen to face their uncertain future in unfamiliar places. Starting over in California, from ABC's Lisa Salters.
When Shpetim Vila and his family arrived in California this week, they were met by a welcoming committee of strangers. Welcome. Members of the Westminster Presbyterian Church outside San Francisco were there to greet the Vilas and to show them to their new home. One provided compliments of the church.
Whole community done everything humanly possible to bring 9 people. They got them a house, clothing, dishes. I mean, just like coming to your own home, really, you know.
The congregation had only days to prepare for the Vilas' arrival. Hundreds of volunteers worked almost around the clock, building bunk beds, arranging furniture, polishing silverware, stocking the house with supplies.
On Wednesday, we signed the papers on the house, and in 3 days, by Friday afternoon, the house was fully furnished from donations of the congregation.
It's working. And after spending weeks in a crowded refugee camp in Macedonia, the Vilas are grateful.
Thank you for accepting us over here. This is like a home for us and everything what you have done for us.
The family is settling in this weekend. They all plan to take English lessons and to find jobs in their new adopted country. But despite the excitement of a new beginning in America, there's still so much sadness when they think about what's become of their home in Kosovo.
The houses are burned. Even if you go back, he said, how are you going to work the land? There's nothing to work with.
For the Vilas, starting over will be difficult, but they are comforted by knowing that they won't have to do it alone.
I love America.
Lisa Salters, ABC News, Tiburon, California.
And more homecomings today on this side of the Atlantic as Navy warplanes and their pilots touched down at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. There's 4 of the 6 that came back. They're the first Navy pilots to return from NATO's air campaign, where they flew 717 sorties over Yugoslavia. Still ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday, disturbing new details about an elusive serial killer suspect, and a chilling document surfaces from the hand of Adolf Hitler.
This is World News Tonight, Saturday. Brought to you by the new Impala by Chevrolet.
When was the last time you drove just for the fun of it? Why doesn't somebody bring that back? Meet the new Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
Let's go for a drive.
If you can do this, you can make wood beautiful with Minwax. And if you can do this, you can give wood lasting protection. Turning a house into a beautiful home is as easy as turning to Minwax.
It's time. Time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time.
The top cadet at the Virginia Military Institute, VMI, has been expelled in a sex scandal. Jerry Webb was accused of demanding sex from 3 female freshmen. The school investigated, and Webb, who would have been the cadet in charge of the other cadets, was expelled. U.S. Supreme Court forced VMI to break a 150-year tradition and admit women in the fall of 1997. ABC News has learned that authorities believe suspected serial killer Rafael Resendez Ramirez is still in the United States. ABC News also reached his aunt in Mexico tonight, who says she does not believe her nephew is guilty. But the FBI is continuing to look for him in a nationwide manhunt. Here's ABC's Mike Von Fremd.
He may be among the nation's most wanted, but officials on his trail do not know where he is and are not even sure what his real name is. FBI officials have been told that the name of the man they are looking for is Angel Reyes. In Rodeo, Mexico, his common-law wife says her husband's name is, in fact, Angel Reyes Resendez. The FBI now has a birth certificate showing that as his legal name. The name on the FBI's most wanted poster, Rafael Resendez Ramirez, is actually that of an uncle who helped raise the fugitive. Rafael Resendez Ramirez was the name he gave immigration officials on June 1st in El Paso. When he was released this month, it was at least the 4th time he was set free across the border back into Mexico. A fact that law enforcement officials find frustrating, but admit it has given them something useful.
What it does do is give us the most current photograph that we can get out to the public in hopes that somebody may have seen this person.
Just the latest photograph from a string of arrests. In Miami in 1979, he was given a 20-year sentence for burglary and aggravated assault. 1985, he was arrested in El Reno, Oklahoma for falsely representing himself as a U.S. citizen. 1987, arrested in Dallas, Texas on the same charge. 1988, in New Orleans for a concealed weapon, and in St. Louis for falsifying documents. 1992, in Las Cruces, New Mexico for burglary. 1993 in Carson County, Texas for stealing a truck. 1994 in San Bernardino, California for carrying a pistol. His wife, who is cooperating with law enforcement, says that her husband knows his way back and forth across the U.S. border. She says he frequently earns thousands of dollars transporting illegal aliens. The FBI says it does not make much difference whether his name is Resendez Ramirez or Angel Reyes, that it's not going to change the name on its most wanted poster. Mike Von Fremd, ABC News, Houston.
A private detective and his wife face possible jail terms for leaking information about the JonBenet Ramsey murder investigation to the press. Yesterday, a grand jury in Denver indicted the couple, Joseph and Rugana Rapp, on multiple counts of racketeering. Maryland prosecutors appear to be closer to taking Linda Tripp to court. Today's Baltimore Sun reports a federal judge ordered Kenneth Starr to turn over Tripp's tape-recorded conversations with Monica Lewinsky. Tape may face trial for breaking Maryland's wiretapping laws. Her attorney says she has federal immunity. Still ahead, the conflict that may be forgotten but is not gone.
Shout it out.
The 99 Mitsubishi Galant, the fastest growing sales of any Japanese mid-size sedan.
Ready to go.
Do you need fast allergy relief? Then you need the power of Zyrtec. Prescription Zyrtec starts working fast and lasts 24 hours. In studies, drowsiness was the most common side effect. Others included fatigue and dry mouth. Most were mild or moderate. To learn more about Zyrtec, ask your doctor or pharmacist. So when you need fast allergy relief, remember the power of Zyrtec.
Summer. Time to get busy with Red Lobster's 30 shrimp dinner for $9.99. 2 choices, 30 shrimp, $9.99. Escape to Red Lobster.
No more excuses. Zyban is here. Prescription medicine, only available from your doctor. Ask your doctor about Zyban or call 1-888-650-PILL to find out more. Zyban. Now you have another choice.
Do you dare to be there everywhere? Can you expose your toes? Or do you hide them because of embarrassing nail fungus that turns nails' colors, makes them thick or brittle? Well, now you can discover how it's possible to get healthier, more beautiful nails back. By calling this number, you'll receive a free video and learn about effective oral treatments your doctor has. This year, learn how to lose those shoes and love it. Then dare to be bare, because fungus-free nails are a bare necessity.
2020 Sunday. Parents, it drives you crazy. How do you cope with a picky eater?
They're vegetables. I don't like vegetables.
We'll tell you what to do. Don't miss 2020 Sunday.
Perhaps some progress today in the chilly relations between North and South Korea. North and South Korean negotiators met for 2 hours in Beijing, the first governmental talks between the two in more than a year. Newspapers in Baghdad today are reporting that an Iraqi civilian has died of injuries sustained in an air attack this week by U.S. and British forces. While Kosovo has dominated the news for the last several months, that report is a reminder of the stubborn problems the U.S. faces in Iraq. Here's ABC's Martha Raddatz.
Day after day, U.S. and British jets engage in a war over Iraq that may be forgotten, but is certainly not gone. Throughout the 3-month air campaign in Yugoslavia, the Iraqis fired on U.S. aircraft or violated the no-fly zones dozens of times. The U.S. bombed close to 50 Iraqi air defense and command and control sites in response. U.S. air operations over Iraq were suspended at one point this spring because aircraft were needed in Kosovo. But Saddam Hussein's military power has still been seriously damaged.
The impact of these strikes, I think, is the continued containment of Saddam Hussein.
While the bombing may have degraded Saddam Hussein militarily, it has been 6 months since UN weapons inspectors were forced out of Iraq. One U.S. official tells ABC News that there has been activity detected in Iraq's biological and chemical weapons production. But without monitors, it is nearly impossible to say how extensive.
They've almost certainly built up a significant biological and chemical weapons capability. They've probably resumed their nuclear weapons research efforts, and they brought some of their missile programs back online.
The U.S. has tried other strategies to destabilize the Iraqi regime over the past few months, funneling money to opposition groups in hopes of overthrowing Saddam Hussein.
I would counsel patience.
Brent Scowcroft, who took on Saddam Hussein in the Gulf War, believes the Iraqi president will eventually be toppled.
I think we can continue as long as he can at this.
But that may take a long, long time, for if any world leader has shown resilience over the years, it's Saddam Hussein, who seized power in Iraq over 30 years ago, back in 1968. Martha Raddatz, ABC News at the State Department.
One of the most important and certainly one of the most chilling documents ever produced by Nazi Germany has turned up in Los Angeles, the infamous Nuremberg Laws. Historians say this simple document typed on white paper set the stage for the horror of the Holocaust. At the bottom, Hitler's signature. Drafted in 1935, the Nuremberg Laws defined German citizenship as based on blood. Marriages, it says, between Jews and citizens of German blood are forbidden. Extramarital sexual intercourse between Jews and citizens of German blood, forbidden. The law stripped Jews of their legal protection in society and led to the persecution, the deportation, and eventually the murder of millions of people. The manuscript was given to the Huntington Library in Los Angeles by General George Patton in 1945 and largely forgotten. Even scholars didn't know it was there. This spring, an archivist brought the papers out of the vault. They'll be donated to the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. They will go on display Tuesday. Coming up, something for adoptive parents to celebrate.
Even though you might not know Delphi Automotive Systems, we're probably in your garage right now. You see, chances are we're in your vehicles, having developed the first car radio and production airbag, not to mention the future innovations that will revolutionize the way you drive. With 36 countries and growing, we're practically everywhere. Even though you may not see us. Delphi Automotive Systems, driving tomorrow's technology.
What should you do if you're having a heart attack? First, call an ambulance, then take Bayer aspirin. Now Bayer may help stop you from dying when taken during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Bayer, powerful pain relief and so much more.
People say in the town of Flatwoods, the most exciting thing to do is sit around and watch the paint dry. Especially when it's Bayer Premium Plus only from the Home Depot.
It's going on so smoothly.
Nice color.
It's 100% acrylic.
It's like putting a plastic shell on your house.
And since Bayer has a lifetime guarantee, These people know they won't be seeing this much excitement again for quite a while. Behr Premium Plus, the premium paint with a Home Depot price.
I should have used Preparation H. Cool it fast. Introducing Preparation H Cooling Gel. Cools on contact for fast relief. New Preparation H Cooling Gel cools on contact.
It's summer, when everybody can use the refreshment of a good hose down. And your deck can use the refreshment of a new coat of Thompson's Wood Protector. For rain, sun, mildew, it's the most powerful Thompson's yet. Thompson's Wood Protector. It never takes a day off.
Got heartburn caused by acid reflux? Only Gaviscon forms a soothing protective barrier that keeps acid down. Pepcid AC and Zantac 75 can't do that. Gaviscon, it helps keep acid down where it belongs.
Parents, whether they adopt their children or are the biological parents, face similar, indeed in most cases identical problems. But in practice, they are not necessarily treated the same. Beginning on the 1st of July, that will change in the state of Maryland, the first state to do so. And for that, adoptive parents can thank one couple and their adopted newborn son. ABC's Carol Simpson with the story.
Kevin and Kristen Moran wanted a baby. For 5 years, they underwent difficult and expensive fertility treatments. They didn't work, so the couple decided to adopt a newborn.
And I just wanted to be home with him as much as possible, and I wanted him to have every opportunity that a regular, or not regular, but a natural birth child would have.
But Kristen was told by her employer she was not entitled to the same 6 weeks paid leave her pregnant co-workers got. Her husband was outraged.
After everything we had been through, that was really upsetting to us.
Kevin began contacting state officials. He found a sympathetic ear in Delegate Mark Shriver.
A baby, whether it's biological or adopting, will scream in the middle of the night, as we all know. They need to be fed. They need time to bond with their adopting parents.
In January, Shriver introduced a bill in the Maryland legislature requiring companies with policies granting paid leave for a birth parent to, quote, grant the same leave with pay to an employee when a child is placed with the employee for adoption.
At first, Maryland businesses balked. They didn't want the government mandating benefits for their employees. But since there are only about 500 adoptions in Maryland every year, they realized the impact would be negligible, and they withdrew their opposition. The bill passed.
The Morans ended up getting everything they wanted. Kevin got a new law passed, and Kristen got her 6 weeks paid leave to be with her new son.
He's our angel. He's a wonderful baby. Makes us very happy.
Carol Simpson, ABC News, Howard County, Maryland.
A couple of sports notes tonight. Tears in New York, but celebrations in San Antonio. Spurs returned home today after squeaking past the New York Knicks last night. Madison Square Garden, 78-77. Spurs win the series 4-1. The first time one of the former ABA teams has won the NBA championship. Big parade in San Antonio planned for the team tomorrow. In baseball, rare moment for a rookie. Cardinal pitcher Jose Jimenez threw a no-hitter against Arizona last night. Jimenez is the first National League rookie to throw a no-hitter in 27 years. First St. Louis rookie to do that in 65 years. Still ahead tonight, a vision of the equine kind, 500 years in the making.
All the snuggle fabric softener in the world
won't get rid of his wrinkles.
But come Laundry Day, it can sure help reduce some of yours.
You'll see.
You're ready to quit. Great. Now, which patch? With Nicoderm CQ, you step down your dose gradually, but you can't do that with Nicotrol. You can wear Nicoderm CQ 24 hours so it's still with you when you wake up. You can't do that with Nicotrol. Can it be used by heavy and light smokers? Only CQ. And CQ was the patch most prescribed by doctors. Nicoderm CQ, the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
If it's real chicken your dog wants,
Because high-quality chicken is the primary ingredient in Pedigree Prime. Dry dog food has finally reached its prime.
Have you asked your doctor about Flonase yet?
Flonase nasal spray. Ask your doctor for a trial of Flonase.
What are you waiting for?
Call 1-800-FLONASE to learn more about Flonase nasal spray.
All you want is Flonase.
Samuel L. Jackson, Damon Wayans, and John Lovitz. A network television premiere, The Great White Hype.
$2 on the clean-cut white boy.
Tonight on ABC.
A great feat at the Great Wall today, just outside Beijing. 4 precision skydivers landed atop one of the towers at the Great Wall. The event marks the 50th anniversary of the People's Republic of China and the millennium as well. When we first came across our final story tonight, we were attracted not simply by the art, which, as you will see, is stunning, but by how this piece of art came to be, which is a truly remarkable story. A story of 2 men born 500 years apart, bound together by a dream. Here's ABC's Jamie Floyd.
This weekend, hundreds of people are flocking to Beacon, New York to see a horse. But it's not just any horse, it's 24 feet high and was 500 years in the making. Legend has it Leonardo da Vinci wept on his deathbed at never having completed the monumental sculpture he hoped would be his greatest legacy. Da Vinci's dream of Il Cavallo, Italian for the horse, was shattered when French troops invaded Milan and the bronze intended for the sculpture was sacrificed to the war effort. In 1977, nearly 500 years later, the story caught the attention of another dreamer, airline pilot and art collector Charles Dent. Da Vinci's dream became his, and Dent commissioned a New York foundry to create the massive horse.
Charlie was a dreamer, and he was an inspiration, could inspire people like me and many, many others to help fulfill this dream.
Da Vinci left notes and some sketches, but no completed drawings of the horse. As Dent found, it's not easy to recreate a Da Vinci, and after several unsuccessful renditions, sculptor Nina Akamu joined the effort.
It's the symbol for creative energy. Leonardo was a paragon of creativity. He was an archetype of human potential. I mean, he was one of the great geniuses and Renaissance people of the world.
Dent died in 1994, but next month the dream he shared with Da Vinci becomes reality. The completed 15-ton, $6.5 million horse will be shipped to Milan, a gift to Da Vinci's native Italy.
We're thanking the Italian people for Leonardo da Vinci, for the Renaissance, for 2,000 years of culture on that peninsula. And we think of it as a giant present from one country to another.
It will be dedicated on September 10th, 500 years to the day the French invaded Milan and Da Vinci's dream died. Jamie Floyd, ABC News, New York.
We're always interested in hearing from you. You can email us at weekend@abcnews.com. That's a report for tonight. Tomorrow on This Week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts, Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. I'm Aaron Brown in New York. Good night from all of us at ABC News.
Monday, America's frenzied buying binge continues. But what happens when this booming economy bottoms out? Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
I need to talk to you about something.
Is it dessert? It's ready.
The Practice, ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central.
Hardee's has a very special offer that I'm only going to mention once because I don't want to cause a stampede. I'm going to say it right now, and only one time, so listen very carefully. You might even want to grab a pen.